Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's had a fantastic weekend. Getting your October started off strong. I know we're getting closer and closer to the end of the year, closer and closer to some of these Microsoft updates. But thank you all so much for taking the time to join us for our Microsoft monthly update today. I'm excited to bring you some new updates as well as some refresh timelines on some of the things we've been talking about and tracking over the past few months as well. But first and foremost, just before we get into it, as far as our agenda goes, we'll kick things off with some introductions, get you familiar with who you're talking to, who will be here supporting you on this call today. As always, we'll kick things off with our Microsoft program updates, diving deep into any of the new and updated messages, notifications coming from Microsoft. Then we'll also have Microsoft joining us to talk through solutions partner designation, some of the refresh that's happened to the cloud partner program and what that means for our partner community here at Pax8. Then we'll be touching on some of the enablement updates that we have. I know we're getting closer and closer to the end of this year. Holidays are coming up right around the corner, but you may be looking to skill up across a few different solution areas. So we do have some refresh enablement for you in this next quarter. And I'm super excited to have our friends from Zensai over joining us as our spotlight vendor for today. Really excited about their session. Definitely recommend staying tuned because they have the great product that connects well into Copilot and can help support you in that journey as well. So stay tuned for that conversation. But first and foremost, meet your team. For those of you who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting before in one of our events, either virtually or in person, my name is Vandit Patel. I'm the Microsoft Enablement Manager here at Pax8. Just means I have a hand in bringing to life all of our Microsoft enablement for our partner community as it relates to Microsoft programs and the cloud solutions area. And speaking of cloud solutions area, I couldn't do what I do without my wonderful team beside me as well. So we have on the call today, we have Sharonda Wilson, Alex Street, and Caleb Lackey in the back end helping support any of your questions. So as we're going through today's session, or today's monthly update, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Q&A. We'll be keeping track of things as we're going through the conversation, but we'll also reserve some time towards the end for a live Q&A as well. But just know that this is your team here. They are here to support you on the back end. So if you do have any questions, just let us know in the Q&A. In addition to that, I'm also excited to have Andrew and David joining us for Microsoft to go through the solutions partner designation, as well as touch on some of the new SMB security suite SKUs that they've released and how we're partnering together to deliver some extra training around that. And of course, our friends at Zensai as well will have Chase and Thomas joining us to walk through what is Zensai, what's the power, and how you can start making a difference using Zensai and Microsoft Copilot today. But as always, kicking things off with our program updates. The first thing I wanted to touch on first and foremost was this October 1st timeline for indirect resellers regarding a risk of their CSP status. So previously, starting October 1st, this was when Microsoft was requiring all of our indirect resellers to meet these requirements. So complete your business vetting, have that trailing $1,000 12-month revenue at the tenant level. So that means at your regional level, and the security score. Microsoft has made an update here. They are pushing this back to January 1st. So January 1st is when you'll start receiving when you'll start seeing the impact of all of this. But starting October 1st to the 7th, this is when Microsoft will be notifying any at-risk CSPs. So if you haven't met these requirements as of October 1st, not to worry, you'll still retain your reseller status and you have a few more months to get up to the standard from Microsoft. But just a reminder here, communications will be going out over the next few months. So definitely something to keep an eye on, especially before we get into the new year and especially before we get to the holidays, because Microsoft will be sending T-minus 90, 60, 30-day communication window for this. So there will be a few different communication touch points. If you are struggling with this, if you're running into any issues, please reach out to your account manager. We'd love to partner with you and them to help you walk through any of this if you're running into any issues. But again, one of these things that you want to focus on, especially because it impacts your reseller status. In addition to that, one thing that hasn't changed from October 1st are the new incentives and rebates, and partners now qualify for incentives and rebates if you earn 25 partner capability points in a specific solution area designation. I believe Andrew will be touching on some of this later as well. But as a reminder here now, starting at the beginning of this month and for the rest of the fiscal year, to earn incentives and rebates, you either need to have a solutions partner designation or earn that 25 partner capability points in a specific solution area designation. Just a reminder there, if you are going after the 25-point path, whichever solutions partner designation you get your 25 points in is the solution area incentives that you will receive. If you want to receive incentives for more than one solution area, you'll either need to earn that 25 points in those other solution areas or attain that solutions partner designation across the board. And as a reminder, here are our new incentives and rebates for FY26. One thing that I know partners have noticed is some of these percentages have gone down for this new fiscal year, but that's just because Microsoft has opened the program up to a wider array of partners that now qualify to earn the incentives and rebates. So while you do see a bit of a drop in some of the traditional incentives we like to talk about, right? The cores, the accelerators. Microsoft has also introduced a new accelerator at 7.5% across the solution area. So if you're transacting premium SKUs in the modern workspace, Biz Apps, or Azure, just know that you do qualify for that 7.5%. Something to keep an eye on. Also, for our program updates, this one is a bit on our side, but we do have an update to our customer agreement enforcement. So Microsoft has released this new customer agreement that your end customers need to complete. As of today, the only way that you were able to do that was with direct customer acceptance, but we are integrating Microsoft's partner attestation API into our checkout flow, and you should receive a service alert. This started rolling out, so you either received a service alert last week or you'll be receiving the service alert this week, but we have updated this so the attestation API will now be in the checkout flow. So do expect to hear more from us on this. We'll be showcasing what this experience looks like in our next call. So just as a reminder, your client, you can start this process as of October 7th. The attestation API will be built into the marketplace, and by January 5th is when you want all of your customers to have signed the new customer agreement here. So just a reminder, we do still have a few months, so definitely stay tuned as we bring more to you in regards to how this MCA experience works in the Pax8 marketplace. We'll be coming with you with more of this in our next one in November. And then also last up for our program updates is this Dynamics 365 Business Central price and storage allotments increase, previously scheduled for September 1. It's now been pushed back to November 1st. So as of today, you can still transact Business Central, Essentials Premium, and then per device SKU at the current price and current storage allotments. And then starting November 1st is when you'll see that price increase and the increase in the storage allotments as well. So something to keep in mind if you're talking through Business Central with any of your clients. And the next thing I just wanted to touch on is active promotions and offers. So Microsoft has refreshed some of their promotions for this upcoming fiscal year. Some of the ones that you do want to keep an eye on, first and foremost, are the promos for the 3-year SKUs. So if you're going to be transacting Microsoft 365 E3 or E5 or E5 compliance or E5 security, just know that if you are transacting at the 3-year term, there is a 10% off promo there, and that is good until the end of this year. So the E3, E5 SKU specific ones will end December 31st, 2025. And for the compliance and security add-ons, that goes until January 1st, 2026, but January 1st is a holiday. So just a reminder that at the end of this year, both of these promos will be EOL. So take advantage of these 3-year promos now while you can. And then for our 1-year promos, Microsoft has extended the E5 promo 15% off of the 1-year term. This is good up until the end of this year as well. So a great opportunity to take advantage of any E5 upsell deals you may be working on between now and the end of this year. Also, in regards to our Copilot promo, so first up is the Microsoft 365 Copilot promo. This one is still the 15% off, but the thing that you want to focus on here is this is only eligible for net new Copilot customers. So previously, over the last few months when were running this promo, it was for new and existing. Now this promo is focused specifically on new Copilot customers, and this promo runs up until the end of Microsoft's fiscal year, June 30th, 2026. So you do have some time with this promo, but this is a great way to capture any net new customers that you may be talking about Copilot with and secure that lower price for them as well. And if you are transacting Copilot and adding E5 compliance onto that, just know that you can receive 50% off that E5 compliance licensing as well. One of the benefits here is now if you just transact at least one Copilot license with a tenant, you can qualify for that 50% off. Previously, it was you would receive 50% off each SKU of the compliance in matching with how many SKUs of Copilot that you were transacting. They've done away with that. So you can still take advantage of that 50% off, even if you're transacting one or more Copilot licensing as well. Little bit of time difference with this one. So while the Copilot 15% off runs up until June 30th, 2026, this E5 50% off, E5 compliance 50% off will only be running up until February 2026. No word on if this one will be extended just yet, but something to keep in mind in your conversations that this promo does end sooner than the main Copilot promo. And also in line with promos, I did want to touch on one of our promos that we're offering here as well. So we've partnered with Nerdio to offer 6 free months of their Nerdio Manager for Modern Work for any of our partners that upsell your clients from Business Standard to Business Premium. I know this is a pretty standard upgrade flow, so if you are making any of these upgrades, this is a great opportunity to take advantage, get that free 6 months, and get into their environment. Nerdio's done a fantastic job streamlining a lot of the Azure deployment and management features for our Azure partners out there, and they're bringing that same benefit for our modern work partners. So if you are someone who's gone through the process of implementing Microsoft security controls, I'm sure none of us are strangers to how Microsoft updates those portals regularly, moves certain feature sets around. Just know that this Nerdio Manager for Modern Work helps streamline that by bringing all of those security controls into one place, a single pane of glass for you to then deploy and manage from. If you are interested in this promo, definitely reach out to your account manager because you do have to submit a claim just to be qualified for this. So again, reach out to your account manager. They'll know about this promo and they can walk you through the steps in getting signed up and taking advantage of it. And then the last thing I just wanted to touch on was a new update that came from Microsoft in the last week here. So Microsoft has brought back SKUs, Microsoft 365 SKUs with Teams. So starting November 1st, once you get into the marketplace, once this has been added to the price list and we've taken that intake into our Pax8 marketplace, you will now see Microsoft 365 SKUs with Teams bundled and without Teams bundled. So this is just Microsoft, they finally reached an agreement with the European Commission in regards to their commitments here. So one of the things that you'll notice, in addition to SKUs with Teams being added back in, there will be a price delta applied across the board here. So you'll notice that some of the Teams SKU, or sorry, the Office and Microsoft 365 SKUs without Teams will see a reduction in price, whereas the Teams add-on will see an increase in price. And of course, those two prices together, there will be a certain delta between those two together and the bundle with Teams here included. This is a moving target. And by that, I mean, we're still slated to release on November 1st here. However, we are looking to Microsoft to update us with some of the upgrade paths and let us know which upgrade paths are eligible and not eligible, especially because we're coming up on this date soon here within the month. So stay tuned. We will be releasing some service alerts once we have some more information, once these have made it to the marketplace and we know what upgrade paths are available for you and your clients. So something to keep in mind. And I'm sure we have a good amount of questions, so I'm just going to hop in just to see if there's anything we haven't answered just yet. Okay, perfect. I see an open questions from Brian. Where can you go to see if you are good for the CSP requirements? This is a great question, Brian. You can go into Partner Center and check just to check your revenue requirements. And then Microsoft has begun releasing that security score dashboard. So if you don't see that just yet, you should see it here soon in the next week or so. If you're running into any trouble, though, with checking your CSP requirements, you're not sure where to go, highly recommend reaching out to your account manager and your productivity solutions consultant to set up a Microsoft business review. And in this business review, they'll sit down, go through your partner center, make sure that you're reaching those requirements, as well as making sure that you're taking advantage of any incentives and rebates you may be leaving on the table. So definitely recommend booking that business review with your productivity solutions consultant to talk about any of the CSP requirement updates and the incentives and rebates updates for this fiscal year. But there's no other questions I see in the chat window just yet. No worries. I'll be in the chat window here answering any questions. So if you do have any more, let us know. We'll be there answering. But I'm excited to pass to Andrew Bowe from Microsoft to start walking us through solutions partner designations. Andrew, if we have you, I'd love to pass to you and you can get us kicked off here.
You have me.
Awesome.
And thank you very much. Listen, great to be here. Great to have some time to chat with everyone. Hopefully this is a super fun, impactful session for you all. I'm going to take over the screen share a little bit and give you some context, some background, present Microsoft's thinking. And let's see, can somebody give me a thumbs up? Let's just make sure we're online. We have everything we need. You can see my screen and we're good.
Yep, we see you and your screen, Andrew, so you're good to go.
Fantastic. All right, let's get going. So my name is Andrew Bowe. I'm the Director of Partner Strategy for Azure in the SMEC customer segment. So I kind of want to step back. Microsoft is a partner-driven company. Everything we do is really through our partner ecosystem, and a big goal of how we align our technology and how we go to market is making sure that we are customer first, partner always, especially in the SMEC segment. So as the company that provides the tooling, we really work to rationalize our partner ecosystem and say, how can we make sure that we are working with our best, most capable partners to drive profitable businesses, but also to deliver awesome solutions for our mutual customers. So this is something I always like to take back and just talk with partners and show the opportunity of working with Microsoft on technologies, building Azure practices. And something that's very, very interesting here is we see partners increase their capabilities and they get solutions partner designations and specializations and go on to Azure Expert MSP, these numbers go up. So just something to ground yourself on how you can really work with the Microsoft partner ecosystem and the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program to not only validate your technical capability, but also continue to build your bench and find more solutions, bring more profitable business to you and your customers. So let's talk about Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program. This is how we rationalize our partner community, right? And if you think of Microsoft in our tens of thousands, tens of thousands of partners, how do we understand where to direct our incentives to make sure that we're helping the most capable partners build profitable businesses? How do we make sure that we have an open swim lane for partners that want to build a business on Azure so that the right level of incentives are there, the right level of skilling is there, the right level of framework is there to help them showcase their business to their customers so that they can be competitive. And this is how we do it. It's through the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program. And we'll dig into some priorities for this year, but really just think of this as MAI CPP membership as your base level. You're here, you're in the club, right? Partner success kits allow you to start to leverage some of the benefits that you get with being part of the club. Then we get to solutions partner designations. And this is where we're starting to validate partner capability, partner how they go to market with customers, how they're skilling on a particular workload, and how they're starting to identify their business, at least for Azure, across data and AI, across migration, across infra. And then as partners, as you guys start to rationalize your business and say, hey, I really want to go into migration, InfraDB migration. I'm really strong on AVD, AVS. I mean, we could go down the list, but how we help you have the right solutions to unlock benefits in those areas that you are very technically proficient on. So really, this is the journey, and hopefully everyone in this call is at some point on this journey, and hopefully we're helping you along every step of the way. I would say one that comes up all the time for me is co-sell with Microsoft. Microsoft co-sells a ton, more than you can imagine. And interestingly enough, partners would say, hey, we don't get leads from Microsoft. Sellers would say, hey, I share leads with partners all the time. Half the time they don't get picked up. Like, this is a large, complex ecosystem, folks, and we are working with you. Hopefully you guys are working with us. But I will tell you that Microsoft sellers target specialized partners for co-sell. Not that there's not relationships in the field, not that there's not sellers partners. That absolutely happens. I'm stating that when sellers say, hey, I've come across an opportunity, we don't see a clear incumbent partner to work with in this customer. They are going to say, hey, who's my specialized partner who's active in this region? That is how they're going to rationalize that through Microsoft internal tooling and dashboards. So they will start with specialized partners and then start looking for other paths. So as you guys remember, I announced at Ignite, it was almost 2 years ago now, the SMB path to solution partner designations. And the SMB path is super important. The purpose of the SMB path is to make sure we are aligning solutions partner designations to partners of all sizes. And what I think is super cool about this, if you have 10,000 employees and we require you to have 5 employees that have an advanced certification, as a customer, that means you have a point whatever chance of coming into an engagement with an architect or an engineer that has a bunch of skilling on a particular workload. But if you're a smaller business and you have 20 employees and we require 5, that means as a customer, you have a much better chance of engaging with bench resources, with architects and engineers within the partner that have that deep technical capability. That said, we can't require a partner that has 20 employees to have all 20 have certs. So we have to find a way to rationalize that to make sure a smaller partner, who quite frankly might be delivering much more technically competent resources to the customer, also has equal access to our programs and incentives. So basically, if your customer count, total customer count, more than 80% of it is in the SMB, SMC segment, right? That puts you partially on the SMB track. If you are less than 1 million in ACR, those are the 2 requirements. That is how the SMB path comes basically to align to our partner ecosystem. I think the reason for the $1 million is completely like openness and honesty. Like $1 million is where we see partners really start to dive into specializations. So we really rationalize the partner ecosystem by interviewing probably 200 or 300 partners, and also looking at the data and saying, hey, where are partners really starting to embrace this skilling and move on to specialize it? And we find that just sub $1 million is where partners really start to engage in specializations. So that's a great threshold for us to understand where that basically that inflection point is for understanding when partners are big enough to go on to the enterprise path. So if we look at this, how we change the requirements for the SMB path. Now you are still required to get 70 points. The goal here is simplicity. The goal is to help you guys align with MAI CPP in a way that makes sense. So for SMB, the customer ads threshold is reduced from $1,000 to $500. This is specifically to align with smaller customers. On the skilling side, right, we have reduced the number of unique individuals that need intermediate and unique individuals that need advanced search. You still need the search, but we have reduced the number of unique individuals so you can achieve the 20 points with less individuals maintaining the cert. Customer success, basically usage growth, 20% growth ACR. Keep in mind, 1% growth is 1 point, 2% is 2 points. Obviously, we want 20% year over year growth. We want you to max that out. And I will give you this piece. If you are complaining about that, I understand, I get that feedback. Most partners that we have are blowing this 20% out of the water. So it's something that I think some partners have showcased as a challenge. Other partners are like, yeah, we do that. That's table stakes. Like we want to grow 50% year over year. So just something to keep in mind. The challenge we see with most partners on this is the skilling component. The skilling component is where partners a lot of times need help. So love to have you work with Pax8. Love to have you engage in classes. We'll go through the whole calendar of events we have coming up. The goal is to throw the kitchen sink at skilling. So hopefully we have everything out there that you would need, right? So now with this, let's take a step back and look at the benefit kits. And I think everybody on this call should be familiar with the partner launch, partner success core, expanded. I really want to talk about this pink box, right? And this is the benefits associated with achieving a solutions partner designation, right? And I think we can go across each one of these. I don't want to drain a ton of them, but the one thing I do want to touch on, technical pre-sales and deployment. These are bodies that we have that are specifically to help you land deals. It is unlimited hours. Technical support and consultation, 50 hours, right? Signature cloud support, 50 incidences. And now it's hard to qualify and quantify the value of this time, but it's yours to use. Please use it. We think it's vastly in excess of what it costs to get the solution partner designation. And then when you add the Microsoft licensing on top of that, obviously it's significantly above that. When we go down to unlock profitability, as was touched on earlier in this call, for you unlock CSP incentives at 25 points on the partner capability score, which we just went through. Everybody needs 70 to get a designation, 25 to lock incentives. Unless you are a direct partner, then you need the designation. The other thing is co-sell. Microsoft sellers cannot co-sell with partners who do not maintain a solution partner designation. Not that it doesn't happen, but I would say that generally speaking, the guidance is for them to co-sell with partners who at least have a designation. So stepping on the skilling, I don't want to drain this whole slide. I just want to land with you really quickly here. How we rationalize our skilling across the customer and the partner lifecycle. At the first level, you have credential ready. These are your AZ-104s, AZ-305s. This is your AZ-900. And this is where essentially you're starting to build your relationship with Microsoft. You're sending resources in to get a little deeper on these specific workloads. So this is just a fantastic place to start. And then we get into sales ready. And these are to help your technical teams and your sales teams build that muscle, get a little bit deeper on having customer level conversations with these workloads. A tech deal ready, pretty self-explanatory. This is to help your bench, your engineers, your delivery teams continue to build their skills, understand how to land these workloads. And of course, project ready is the actual deployment training. And we have a ton of this, but this is what I wanted to show you. Hopefully you guys are aligned with your teams, but on sales and tech deal ready, we have fast starts, we have boot camps, we have AI opportunity frameworks, we have level up with CSP on credential ready, we have French, Italian, and Spanish coming up in the next couple of weeks. But the cert weeks are something hopefully you folks are really leaning into. Cert weeks are basically where we take the Azure certifications, AZ-300, AZ-700, and we condense them down into shorter courses to really highlight the more challenging parts. So we're trying to align this learning with your schedules. less hours out of the field, less hours with customers, but still like help you get through the meatier parts of the courses. And then project ready, cross solution area, project ready. These events are coming up. Hopefully we'll land this, or this has been landed with you, but I just want to showcase this. So I hit a button that I shouldn't have hit. Give me 1 second here. Instead of advancing the slides, it started opening links. There we go. So back to the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program. Now, if we basically look at solutions partner designations, and then we look at specializations. One is demonstrating your breadth capability, right? And this is to stand out to customers, understand this is how we want you to attain these. We want flexibility, but we really want partners driving and building that ecosystem. So you are starting to have capability that we can identify, that we can align incentives to, that we can train to and skill to and model to. And then specializations. This is where we really start to open incentives. And we're going to touch on incentives a little bit here, but I do want to showcase Microsoft pays out nation state type of money and incentives. We are always trying to align incentives to our most capable partners to deliver the best outcomes for customers, to deliver the highest ROI. Just injecting money into an ecosystem causes us trouble. And we've learned that time after time. I think we've seen a lot of situations where we've tried to carve out special engagements for 20 partners and do this. We've done a lot of that in the past, and candidly, we'll find that a couple partners tend up to be really successful. A lot of them fail. And net, the ones that tended to be really successful move on to specializations. We gave them a leg up, we gave them a boost, and they got there, and then they're off and running to the races. And the ones that fail, like it's just, we kind of jumped the gun by inserting incentives where there wasn't capability. So this is a lot of how we think about how we rationalize this. Now, I want to jump ahead. I understand I'm going to run in short on time here, but I want to make sure I'm giving you the comprehensive view. Back to the SMB path to solution partner designation. I think Microsoft has done something very, very cool. And transparently, like if you want to know the face behind this, this was me. This was me plus the incentives team plus other teams working together to say, hey, we understand that there are partners in the SMB ecosystem that are challenged on specializations. How can we bring incentive dollars to help them drive migrations and get them to specialization? How do we help them get those first customer deals, couple customer deals over the hump so that when they sit down for the specialization audit, they have the backstory, they have a couple wins, they have customer evidentiary. And that's what we've done with the SMB incentives for partners on the SMB path. And the supported scenarios, core, migrate, and modernize. Hero scenario. Hopefully everyone on this call is really starting to bone up and can knock that out of the park. AVD, migrate and modernize VMware SMB, data platform, AI apps and agents. And the maximum earnings opportunity is across 3 t-shirt sizes. It is extra small, extra small, and small. Essentially, this is my one guidance. If you are ready to deliver these projects, absolutely go into MCI and nominate them. Please keep in mind that we track ACR, we track outcomes with the customer. So if you are nominating for this funding and the customer is not generating the ACR in that Azure subscription, you will be kicked out of the program. This could have a lot of future implications for you. So use it often, use it well. Please use it wisely. We would love to have great relationships with our partners going forward. With that, I'm going to touch off on the last thing. I'm going to come in exactly at 20 minutes to the second. So I want to give myself credit for that. Factory. Cloud Migration Factory is super, super cool. No, we are not trying to compete with you. No, we are not trying to do anything else. This is Microsoft's attempt to give you free money. This is free resources. This is expert guidance. This is delivery assistance. This is freeing up your bench to work on other things. This is taking the grunt work off of you and putting it on us. Listen, this is on core migration scenario. This is zero cost to customer. You bill your customer however you want. This is simply us taking some of the lift. That is it. Supported scenarios, Windows Server, SQL Server, Linux, including onboarding for Azure Arc, which, by the way, I will tell you that Azure Arc is just one of the coolest technologies. I love it. It's fantastic. SQL, OSSDB, basically anything Azure native migration. The engagement approach, a couple weeks. The migration, a couple weeks. These go extremely fast. They have been ramping up. We still have capacity. We aren't for one. This is the one program Microsoft has that I think is not slammed for capacity right now. So please, if you're not familiar with Factory, you want to leverage these resources. Use it early. Use it often. And with that, I'm 11 seconds over, but I think I came in awesome. Listen, my game again is Andrew Bowe. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to hear from you. I'm always open. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it fun. And thank you very, very much for giving me some of your time to go through this morning. Super fun topic. Thanks all.
No, thanks, Andrew. And just before we let you go and pass to David, there were just a couple questions I wanted to ask live that came in from the audience as we were going through. The first one for our partners out there who are just dipping their feet into some of the new updates for solutions partner designation, maybe getting familiar with the SMB designations themselves. Is there a course that Microsoft offers directly that goes through Microsoft partnership? I know on our side, we have our productivity solutions consultants and our Microsoft business reviews, where we touch on all of that and make it very unique and relevant to the partners that we're discussing. But for partners out there just looking for general information on SPD, any recommendations on resources they can tap into?
Yeah, so there's a couple. I think the first place I recommend they go is Microsoft Learn, and I believe there's a couple courses there on how to build the Microsoft partnership, how to use Partner Center. Off the top of my head, the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program in Partner Center also has a bunch of guidance videos. So I think really Pax8 should have all the links and all the context to that. But we could dig that out if you guys don't have it. I know a lot of that is being refreshed as we speak. So the best and brightest and most current version should be out there. If not, it's coming soon to a link somewhere on a website in the ether of everything Microsoft puts out near you.
Fantastic. I love that. Microsoft Learn is always a great resource to tap into, not just for all things Microsoft, really. I know I spend a lot of time on Learn. And the last question I'll ask, because I don't want us to go too over, for our partners that are a little more advanced in their solutions partner designation journey, that are a little more aligned with Microsoft, any tips that you have that they can lean into in regards to co-selling with Microsoft sellers or getting leads from Microsoft for sales like that? Curious to see if you have any recommendations to how the solutions partner designation can accelerate some of those outcomes for our partners.
Three things, and you're knocking it out of the park for me. First thing, share opportunities in Partner Center. Listen, if you want to build relationships with sellers, please put opportunities in Partner Center. Have sellers pick them up, build that relationship. I said earlier in the call, not every partner that co-sells with Microsoft has a specialization. A lot of this is about relationships they've built in the field. Second thing, start working on specializations, start specializing. Third thing, there's a lot of opportunities to partner with Microsoft teams, especially the tech teams and the engineering teams, as they're building solutions. There's Jumpstart for Fabric. There's other places where you can connect into Microsoft and start getting your name known. And I mean, there are partners we work with that just absolutely blow your mind, and they're not specialized. You know, AI is a prime example. I've sat in with some partner roundtables and been like, wow, these guys are just absolutely killing it. Like we need to think of ways to learn from them and understand how we can do things better together. And then they come in and do a showcase for sellers, and 5 sellers are like, hey, I mean, this might be Bill's IT in Poughkeepsie. I don't care. Like what he just said was awesome. Like I have an opportunity. I want to figure out how to get my customer in front of these folks. So those are the three things. Like one, engage with our tech teams. Obviously, get specializations, share deals. Like let's have the conversation. I know it's hard. We are transacting billions of dollars in business. There is a lot on the table for everyone. And remember, we're growing. You know, as I mean, everybody sees the earnings statements. We're growing at an exponential pace, right? And we are doing it with our partners. We are doing it through our partners, and we are shouldering a lot more on our partners. So we are really looking for partners to have that verified capability. That's what we're looking for. No more can you just raise your hand and say, "Hey, I'm a partner. I'm pretty good." Right? We have thousands and thousands of those. I need partners that say, "Hey, I'm really good. I've delivered a lot of outcomes from Microsoft. I'm skilled. I'm engaged in the Microsoft Cloud Partner programs. Let's go."
No, I love that. I love that. Tapping into some of the Microsoft resourcing and really showcasing yourself as an expert in a solution area really helps accelerate some of that. But Andrew, I really appreciate it. I know we have a lot of questions that we're still answering through the chat window. I'm sure Andrew might be able to jump in and answer some questions. But just to keep things moving, I did want to introduce David to you all. Again, thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much for your time. We'll be answering the rest of your questions in the chat. But David, if we have you, I'd love to pass on over to you. Brief introduction, and we can talk about how you're supporting some of our enablement here at Pax8.
Yeah. So this will be a relatively short discussion from me. My name's Dave Branscombe. I'm a partner solutions architect focused on security, compliance, identity, and management. I've been with Microsoft for about 18 years now, and this is my 10th year in the partner organization. So I've been working with partners for about half my career at Microsoft. I love working with partners, love especially working with big partners like Pax8. So this is a treat for me to get involved with you guys. One thing that I would add to Andrew's comments about how to get involved with Microsoft sellers. Where possible, where you have the ability, and in particular, if you're an Azure partner, build offers that can be transacted in the marketplace, right? So a lot of partners will build solutions or advertise their services and put an offer in the marketplace. There is a difference between putting an offer in the marketplace and making that offer transactable in the marketplace. So transactable means that a person or a customer can buy directly from the marketplace and get themselves set up, and the solution gets deployed into the customer's Azure environment, and it immediately starts impacting their ACR. That's the ideal for Microsoft sellers. That's the kind of partner that they're looking for. So make sure that your offers are transactable if possible. Not everything is, but if possible, make them transactable. And secondly, make sure that the offers that you have in marketplace reflect or are aligned with Microsoft's current objectives. So when we look at the solution plays that exist in the market, or that exist in Microsoft's kind of sphere for FY26, are you doing the things that align exactly with our objectives? So, for example, migrating and modernizing your Azure infrastructure, modern SecOps, data security. Those are some of the things from a security standpoint that Microsoft cares about. So if you're putting something into the marketplace that says, hey, we secure Windows 10 and Active Directory, that's not going to be interesting to Microsoft sellers. And so they're not really going to engage with you on that. Even though you may be very good at it, it doesn't impact their bottom line. And as you know, Microsoft sellers are coin operated, right? So if it drives revenue for them, they'll take an interest in it. If it doesn't drive revenue, it's not interesting. So there's just a couple things to keep in mind. Make sure if possible, make sure you're transactable, and make sure that you're aligned with what Microsoft's solution plays are. Aligned with kind of that thinking, one of the big things that Microsoft wants partners like you to get involved with and to position with your customers is security. And so one of the things that I'm going to be talking about when in the upcoming weeks, I have 2 sessions coming up on the 20th and 27th. I may be wrong on those exact dates. You may need to correct me. Oh, 13th and 20th. There we go. Thanks, whoever flipped the slide there. So I have 2 partner enablement sessions coming up that are talking about Purview and Defender. So as some of you may have seen, Microsoft released or announced the ability to add a Purview suite and a Defender suite to M365 Business Premium customer deployments. This is critical for making sure that your customers are secure, and secondarily that you're laying the foundation properly from a Purview standpoint to enable them to roll out Copilot and other AI initiatives that they may be involved with. So I'll talk about what those suites include, how they're priced, what the benefits are to you as a partner for leveraging them, and some of the tips and tricks that you might want to use to talk to your customers. So that's coming up next week and the week after, and I'll look forward to talking to you at that time. I guess I'll turn it back over to Vandit, and if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them too.
Thanks so much, David. I don't think we have any questions just yet. I see some people asking for some links, but I have those coming up here in just a second. But this is a perfect segue. I know we were talking security. With it being Cybersecurity Month, we have also put out a new security guide. This one's really creative, really interesting, just kind of going through all of the pieces that you should be aware of when securing a tenant. So if you're kind of curious about what that looks like from our side, want to learn more, I just dropped a link for that security guide in the chat window for anybody looking to take advantage of it. But with that, I also want to jump into our enablement updates. This will be free sweeping. We'll be talking about everything we have coming up here at the back half of the year. So first and foremost, coming right up is our Modern Work Bootcamp. Really excited about this one. I think we are pretty much at capacity. We might have just a few slots open for this one, but we are back in person for this bootcamp. We'll be in Denver, Colorado at our brand new headquarters in Denver. So the brand new Pax8 headquarters. And this will be a packed day and a half. We'll be going through all things Microsoft security, ranging from Intune, Entra, Purview, SharePoint, as well as touching on kind of what the future of modern work looks like when we think about AI business solutions and pairing your M365 SKUs with Copilot and with BizApps for a holistic Microsoft AI-focused business management and business solution. If you are interested, if you're local, you are interested, definitely recommend signing up for this sooner rather than later. Seats are limited. You may notice if you do wait too long to sign up, you may be added to the wait list. So just something to keep in mind. But if you are signed up, if you are signed up for this event, let us know in the Q&A. I'd love to see who we have coming. Love to start engaging now. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in person. Now, I know we can't do all of these in person, and we did our last Copilot Bootcamp in person, but we are bringing back one virtually for anybody who wasn't able to make that last in-person one. So we do have a virtual Copilot Bootcamp coming up in November as well, the 12th and the 13th. This will be a great crash course to get up to speed on all things Copilot, right? Ranging from your AI readiness phases to the security groundwork that it takes to deploy a secure Copilot environment. That includes things like Purview and Defender, of course. And then we'll be talking about some of the more advanced Copilot topics, such as agents, and again, that AI business solutions conversation as well. So again, 2 great channel events that you can sign up and get up to speed across a day, day and a half, get familiar with both of those solution areas. In addition to that, I am really excited that we are expanding our enablement offerings this quarter and into FY26, or into 2026, my apologies, with our Dynamics events. So we are running a new series called Dynamics Decoded, and we're running these monthly. So this is a great way for you to get familiar with all things Dynamics 365 Business Central and understand more about how it supports AI-powered accounting and business management for your clients. We do have our first one coming up this week on Wednesday. So I do have a couple QR codes just to make it easier for you to sign up for any of these sessions. But we also have them listed in our partner enablement sessions as well. So we've refreshed a number of those sessions that we ran just this past quarter and over the past year for October through December. And we're looking at a really holistic schedule here, right? So we have our Dynamics events happening once a month. We're doing 2 security sessions every month as well. So you can get up to speed on all things Microsoft security, because I know Microsoft has expanded and evolved that space and the capabilities that our partners can offer for your SMB clients. So expect to see those security sessions. And of course, we would be remiss if we didn't have a few Copilot sessions in here as well. So we have some sessions just getting you up familiar and help you get your Copilot practice off the ground and get you more familiar with some of the advanced concepts like agents and Copilot monitoring as well. In addition to the enablement sessions, we do also have the hands-on labs. So these are the more technically focused sessions where you'll be in a lab environment. We'll sit down for 4 to 6 hours, and we'll go through step by step what it looks like to manage, deploy, and govern each one of these different features inside of Microsoft. So we have some Modern Work Copilot labs and some Azure labs as well. 2 that I'll point out. First up this week, we have on Tuesday is our Copilot for Admin session. We do have a few more slots left in that one. So if you are looking to see what it's like to be a Copilot admin, understand what the governance capabilities look like inside of Copilot, that's a great session for you. And we have our advanced Microsoft Fabric Lakehouse session happening on Thursday as well. So if you're in that Azure world and looking to ramp up your skills past some of what you are doing right now with virtual desktop and migrations, and if you're looking to expand into the world of Microsoft AI more broadly, Fabric is a great place to start. So we'll kick things off with Lakehouse and expect to see the second part of that, the analytics course, come up in December. And just before I keep moving, because I'm sure we're getting a lot of requests for these links, let me go ahead and just grab links for everything that I just talked about just now. So you can find all of the events that I just talked about. I'm posting in our discussion right now. So you'll be able to see our bootcamp links as well as the links to our hands-on labs and partner enablement sessions coming up here momentarily. Fantastic. And then for our labs, apologies. And perfect. So pinned at the top of the Q&A window, you'll see the links to register for the Modern Work Bootcamp, the Copilot Bootcamp, our enablement sessions, and hands-on labs. So making it really easy for you guys if you're here and want to register for any of those sessions that we went through just now. But if you're looking for this after this call, I highly recommend scanning this QR code and then either saving or following this page in Pax8 Academy. So all of those 1-hour partner enablement sessions and the multi-hour hands-on lab sessions for October through December are on this Academy page. So this is where you'll find the Dynamics events. This is where you'll find the Microsoft security events that we're running. And of course, all the general Copilot sessions and labs that we're running as well. This has been updated, so you'll see all the registration pages for October through December on here. And the reason I recommend saving or following, as we come up with the schedule for 2026 and release those registration pages, they'll be landing in Academy first and foremost. So this is a great resource to have on hand. So if you bookmark our pax8.com/events page and this page in Academy, you'll get a full view into our Microsoft enablement here at Pax8. Make sure that you're able to keep the pulse across any of these sessions and solution areas that you're looking to expand into. But with that, I'm really excited to introduce the team from Zensai really excited. Zensai is one of our newer vendors joining the Pax8 marketplace. I'm really excited because they have a really interesting solution that pairs well with our Copilot suite. But I don't want to steal their thunder. Chase, Thomas, if we have you, I'd love to pass on over to you. Give yourselves a brief introduction, and we can run into all things Zensai.
Awesome. Thank you, Vinda. Can you hear me, by the way? Am I coming through okay?
Yes, crystal clear.
Great. Okay. And let's make sure I share the right screen here. So bear with me one more time. Okay. All right. Are we seeing my screen without my notes?
Yes, we see your slides.
Okay.
Good to go.
Perfect. Okay. Well, hey, everyone. I'm Chase, and I'm joined with Thomas. I'll introduce us a little bit here, but we're coming at you live from Amsterdam, where we're sponsoring the Pax8 Beyond conference, and we're super excited to be here, and we're having a blast meeting with MSPs this week in person. But today we're going to be talking about all things AI, humans, and why your coffee machine might be more ready for the future than your customers. But I'm Chase. I'm the Global Vice President of Channel Partnerships, and Thomas is my kind of co-pilot here. He's going to show us a demo and cover some material a little bit later in this presentation. And he is SVP of Partner Excellence for Zensai. And today, we're going to dive into all things the Zensai Adoption Hub, which is powered by Learn 365, one of our marquee products, and how it's filling a critical gap in the co-pilot game for MSPs and their customers. So I will kick off. So let's start with Zensai actually before we go too much into our solution. Because many of you probably have not heard of us. We're very new to the Pax8 marketplace. So if you haven't heard from us yet, it's okay, don't worry, you will. We just launched about 2 weeks ago. We might actually be the newest vendor in the Pax8 marketplace, I'm not sure. But we were founded in Denmark, and 50% of our business is in America, with the other half spread throughout Europe and Asia Pacific. So we operate globally. Everywhere that Pax8 operates, we've got people there to help support you as an MSP. And we're 100% Microsoft 365. We're 200% committed to making AI work for real people. And we serve the SMB and mid-market, and every single one of our customers runs on Microsoft 365, every single one. In fact, our platform is so tightly integrated with Microsoft that every single click within our product drives Microsoft consumption. We're totally built on Azure and natively embedded in all of the Microsoft 365 solutions that your end customers use. And the solution that we've brought to the marketplace, the Pax8 marketplace, is called the Adoption Hub. It's powered by Learn 365, which is a full-blown learning management software for the enterprise. And this Adoption Hub solution for Pax8 marketplace is specifically focused on AI readiness. So think training, skills development to help customers build high-performing teams in the age of AI. So in other words, we help your customers turn I have no idea what this Copilot button does into I can't imagine working without it. Okay, so I'm going to skip through because we've covered a lot of this stuff here. And there's going to be a few slides that I actually do skip because I want to make sure we can get you some first touch on the product with Thomas. So I think it's also important knowing that we're a new vendor that you understand a little bit about why Pax8 has led us into their marketplace and the credibility we have in the market at large. We're trusted by over 6,000 customers and millions of users worldwide. And here's a really fun fact. 46% of Zensai customers have already deployed AI-powered functionality. The other 54% are probably trying to still remember their SharePoint URL, but that's okay. We're here to help everyone catch up. We were named a Gartner Cool Vendor in 2024, something we're super proud of. And we're a top-tier Microsoft strategic partner and preferred solution. We were actually considered a core leader in our space by the Fosway Analyst Group, a big analyst group in our market. And our users love us. We're recognized with dozens of badges in G2 for accolades such as highest user adoption and easiest to use. So just know that when you're choosing Zensai, when you reach out to have us help you with a Copilot adoption need, you're choosing a solution that is endorsed by experts and trusted by thousands of organizations around the world. So our product has been also developed in tight collaboration with Microsoft product groups for over a decade. So we meet quite frequently with Microsoft product groups to stay truly on the bleeding edge of everything they're doing with AI and Copilot. And we've built AI into the product everywhere. So I would say we're not just riding the AI wave, we're actually trying to help steer that ship with Microsoft. And Zensai was one of the first ISVs to have an agent in the Microsoft 365 Copilot agent store. We were also a featured partner in Satya Nadella's Microsoft Build keynote. So, I think our demo was so good it even made him smile, which is something we're really proud of. And as of last week, we were also included in the Microsoft AI Tour and a featured launch partner among thousands of solutions in the Microsoft Marketplace. So again, if you're looking for innovation, you've definitely come to the right place with Zensai. And then I think I would be remiss without touching on security, because I know that's really important for the MSP community and your SMB, your really valuable SMB customers. And we hold a very high standard when it comes to all things security. We're a Microsoft certified app with the highest Veracode certification and ISO standards, GDPR check, NIS2 check, AI privacy double check. So everything that you need to ensure that your customers' data is secure, we handle. Now, what exactly do we do? What is the problem that we see in the marketplace, and how do we solve that? And if we get real for a second, I think we all totally agree that AI is transforming every business in ways we've never seen before. And the opportunity is massive. I think some conservative reports show that the estimated impact of AI is a net gain of plus 15,000 per employee for the SMB, all driven through automation, decision support, and reduced time on repetition tasks that take a lot of manual labor. But here's the kicker. AI adoption is lagging for the everyday customer, especially the SMB. And our premise is that, the human side of the AI success equation is totally forgotten. We get so excited about the tech that we underinvest in the part that helps people actually use it, which is the training. So, there are tons of AI readiness boot camps, plenty of learning material out there, but these are either too costly for the average SMB customer. They can often be, too high bandwidth for an SMB owner to manage. And sometimes SMB owners might view them as a distraction, especially if these training programs take employees out of their critical flow of work. And this is the problem we set out to solve. We serve the right training at the right time, in the right place, meeting your customers directly in their work within Teams, Outlook, all the Microsoft 365 products, and Copilot. So let's talk a little bit about what exactly we do to help drive this solution. So we have this kind of research we've done internally that we would call the tech maturity curve. And as a business grows, they generally become more tech mature. I think this is something we all agree with. Enterprise level businesses, they've got entire departments dedicated to AI strategy, compliance, performance optimization. And SMBs, they're sometimes behind the curve because they're focusing on keeping the lights on, paying the bills. And that's okay because we understand the SMB. We work with them all the time. We understand that SMBs don't need performance dashboards. They don't need, NASA mission control, but what they do need is support. They need human support, and they need help with things like compliance, help with understanding what AI can actually do. They need help with figuring out what their employees need to learn and when. They need a trusted advisor, and that's you, the MSP. And let's be honest, scaling that advisory to your customers, we understand is not easy. MSPs, this pain. You're trying to drive AI readiness across dozens of clients, each with varying needs, different tools, different levels of tech maturity themselves. It's like herding cats with laptops. And, we've come in here to provide you with a tool that is scalable, that can meet each customer wherever they're at on that journey, and it's called the Adoption Hub. It's the human training side of the playbook for AI maturity. And it comes with preloaded AI readiness and Copilot courses delivered directly inside Microsoft 365. So there's no need for extra logins, no extra platforms, just plug and play enablement that meets the employees where they already work. It's super scalable, it's super smart, it's AI driven itself, and it's exactly what the SMB needs to go from AI curious to AI confident. So if we flip the script a little bit, I think it's also important to know that for us to share that we understand where the ROI for AI is for the MSP. When you use, the Adoption Hub to guide your customers through the AI adoption maturity curve, you're not just helping them unlock productivity, you're actually unlocking profitability for yourself. And here's how we believe it works. And we'd love to hear from you, directly as we get in touch. But we believe that as customers become more proficient with AI, they start to see real outcomes. They start to see things like reduced cost, increased output, faster execution. They see that the time between time between idea and action shrinks, and suddenly scaling feels a lot more possible. And when that happens, they're ready for something we hear Pax8 talk about all the time, and that's managed intelligence services. These are high margin, high value offerings that you, the MSP, can take to your customer as a strategic AI advisor. You're no longer just the IT guy, the IT gal, but you're actually the growth partner, the innovation enabler. And, we're here to help your customer get to that point of, AI maturity, AI proficiency, that they can actually take advantage of the real measurable outcomes that you can drive through managed intelligence services. So yeah, we totally believe that AI is the future, and we just think Adoption Hub that we offer through Learn 365 is the bridge. It's how we get your SMB customers across that chasm from confusion to clarity and from potential to performance. And we hope, and our goal is for this to turn it into a profit engine for you as the MSP partner. Okay, so moving forward a little bit, I'm going to get into kind of like the practical, what exactly comes with the Adoption Hub, and then we're going to have Thomas actually show you what this looks like in action. So the Adoption Hub is natively embedded in all the Microsoft apps that your customers use: Teams, SharePoint, Outlook, PowerPoint, Word, even Copilot itself through our Learn 365 agent. And what it comes with are ready-made Copilot courses that automate the end-to-end user training experience. So think things like your first 10 minutes with Copilot all the way to how to build an agent. Those are the courses that we will deploy that you can use strategically to help drive AI maturity for your customer. It's natively embedded, as I've mentioned over and over again. I think this is super important. So it's right inside the Microsoft 365 apps, no context shifting, no new logins they need to learn. It's right there. And it's got trusted and agile reporting that you as an MSP can leverage to really see who's adopting Adoption Hub and really benchmark and identify opportunities to drive high margin AI services for your customers. And everything inside the product itself is totally fueled by Copilot AI. So you can actually learn about Copilot and master Copilot directly within Copilot itself, which is really cool and a little meta, but we're excited for you to try it out yourselves. All right. I think this is kind of a repeat of everything I've told you. I think all of you hopefully get it, that we are directly embedded in Microsoft. So maybe at this point, Thomas, I'm going to stop sharing screen and I'll turn it over to you to give us a demo.
Yes. All righty. So perfect. I will now share my screen. It shared my wrong screen. Okay, here we go. 1 second. Let's see. Can you hear me and can you see my screen? I think you can, right? Perfect. So like as Chase said, we sit right in Teams at the client environment. So there's no new login, nothing you need to do from a client point of view. So as you can see here on the left side, I'm presenting right now straight in Teams. There's a on the left navigation bar, there's a button which is called Learn 365. And once you're in, you will basically see the courses we deploy at your client tenant, and we automatically enroll users. So here, for example, is our Copilot Adoption Pack starter course. And let's get rid of these little things here. And I give you a quick overview of what that starter course is. It's actually a training plan which consists out of multiple courses. So once this is loading and of course, because now I'm sharing. My internet is kind of slow. Hopefully it comes in just a second. That's really good. But that's the problem with an overloaded internet, especially at the Pax8 conference. So let me try that again. Happens always with me, I guess. Here we go. That's 65 again. Get the data. So here we go. So that's the Adoption Pack Starter course. And as you can see, right now, there are multiple courses which are part of the training plan. So we are stitching together courses which are hopefully for you as well and for your clients humanistic. They are led with humor as well. So because we need to reduce anxiety our users, you users have as well. So let me just go in. And like Chase mentioned, one of the courses is your first 10 minutes with Microsoft Copilot. As you can see, I made already a couple of attempts here on these courses and I made good on these courses, but let's go back in and review just a course and how simple it is. The environment in Learn 365 basically gives you everything in regards to the possibilities of what we can do with courses and what content can we deliver. This is just an example of a Scrum package course, comes from us directly. It, for example, includes a video, maybe includes a quiz. And the video is very, very engaging, super simple, maybe 2 minutes of the time we are asking for in regards to looking at the screen, understanding what is being talked about, and maybe going back to the application and just simply try it out. How, for example, Copilot can summarize your team meeting. So as I said, very simple. Let me continue here. And as you can see, I can now, for example, run a knowledge check. There are maybe 4 questions, maybe 5 questions, but really, really simple for your end user to digest and to basically have fun with getting Copilot to know. Same way here, now I can go in and, for example, switch my courses, where I maybe go into a different course. And as you can see here in my example, actually courses are being locked. So we really want to guide the users through their adoption journey. And the adoption pack number 1 is really beginners courses where we try to make it very, very simple, very engaging. And then as further we go with adoption packs where we, for example, teach somebody how to build an agent, obviously more time and more engagement is needed from the client as well. But really trying to build up that excitement for these courses. But let's go back. Let me get out of this course. And my demo is actually quite simple because we try to create a product which is quite simple for the client to digest and to enjoy. So we wanted to make it like a iPhone or a mobile application where you open the application, you use it, and you move on. And everything is built right in SharePoint or right in Teams or right in Copilot. So nothing you need to do. So in this case, Chase, I think I am actually done with my presentation.
Thanks, Thomas. I'll actually share screen again and just wrap up. And then hopefully we have some time for questions if there are any. So let me make sure that I grab the right screen again here, because there's a few more slides I wanted to share now that you've seen the product. Just get into the right view here. Okay, am I coming through?
Crystal clear, and we can see your screen.
Okay, right. Okay, so we've covered inflow training, and I think it's important for us to really touch very quickly on how easy this will be for you as an MSP to administer for your customer. So the installation flow is simple as 3 steps. It should take you 20 minutes or less. So obviously it begins with order fulfillment through the Pax8 marketplace. You can see everything we've got on our site there and all the resources we have. And obviously we really hope you reach out to us because we're happy to give you access yourselves to try this out. And then we can walk you through the installation process, but I think you're going to find it's a very simple, 3 or 4 step process. And then you're activating and configuring the adoption hub inside of Teams or SharePoint or wherever you want it accessed by your end customers. And then there's one other thing that as we've been meeting with MSPs, both at the Denver Beyond event and here in Amsterdam, that has come up quite often that I think is quite interesting that I wanted to put in front of this group here. So as we've talked about, we have a lot of content that we have authored that comes included with the adoption pack. This is all Copilot focused content, AI readiness content. But we also will be adding more content week over week. We'll continue to develop content to go into our library to make this an evergreen AI proficiency learning product. However, we want to make sure that you as MSPs know that we also have a robust set of content creation and course authoring tooling that we make available to you as an MSP as well. So if you have Word documents, things you post on SharePoint, PowerPoint decks that you use to train your customers on your standard operating procedures or best practices, or if you're rolling out or deploying something new for your customer and you think end user enablement is important and you have some of that material, well, you can actually use our tooling to ingest it. We have a really powerful AI-driven course creation engine where you can upload a PowerPoint deck, and in a matter of seconds, it'll spit out an entire e-learning course, complete with knowledge checks, interactive and immersive elements for the learner as they go through the course. It's really cool. And so we also make that available not to your end customers, but to you as an MSP to host your own content and deliver that across your end customers. We hope over time that these sources won't just be limited to Zensai or MSPs, but potentially Microsoft may want to contribute some of their own learning material to this, or maybe even other ISVs. That's something we have an aspiration to then really truly be an adoption layer for every MSP in the Pax8 marketplace. All right, what does this cost? I think this is really important as well. We really try to be the fries with the burger. We know that Copilot, AI, that is the hamburger. And who doesn't like French fries when you're having a burger? And it's a really, I think, low cost investment that enhances the overall experience. So if you have sold Copilot to your end customer, if you're rolling out Copilot to your end customer, if you're trying to drive Copilot adoption with your end customer, we believe this marginal increase in investment, either from you as the MSP or from your customer, will lead to significantly shortened speed to AI productivity for your customer. It starts at $5 per user per month and scales from there. So again, when you compare that to the cost of a Copilot license, it's a very, we hope it is a no-brainer add-on to really enhance the experience and increase profitability both for you and your end customer. Okay, so now that we're kind of through the presentation, I thought I would just point you to a couple resources. We want you to build experiences firsthand, especially as we're new in the marketplace. So we're offering to each region, the first 10 MSPs that sign up, they'll get free access to this to be used internally. And then we also would encourage all of you to reach out to your Pax8 PSC to schedule some time to meet with us. Even if you don't have a pressing need right now, we'd love to show you the product, get your hands on it, and answer your questions, because we know that we're a unique solution and a kind of new solution. And there's a lot of your feedback we'd like to gather as well. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. Bandit, I'll turn it back over to you.
No, I appreciate it, Chase. Because I'm just going through, I think we answered a handful of the questions that came through. So for any of our partners out there who focus specifically with SMB, if you're looking at Zensai, obviously cost is a great benefit right here, where it's low cost add-on onto Copilot. In addition to that, 10 free or the 10 MSPs who sign up first, it's an offer for you to get started with. Some of the open questions that we do still have. One that I want to touch on is, where did it just go? First and foremost, I know you shared some resources, training resources for our partner community, but for the partners out there who are just hearing about Zensai for the first time, are there any case studies or success stories that you have either on the Zensai website or that you've shared with us that we can share back to our partners so they can start seeing how some of their MSP counterparts are taking advantage of Zensai in their conversations?
Yeah, great question. We have heaps. Yeah, so if you go to the Zensai page inside the Pax8 marketplace, we've got a bunch of resources linked there, as well as the public page on the public facing side of your website. And then I believe if you have access through your Pax8 PSC, there's a lot of resources at the Zensai hotline that can be use to see case studies, success stories, and we've got a lot on our website as well. If you come to our website, you're going to see that we do more than just learning. We do performance development and employee engagement as well. We call it collectively the Human Success Platform. But specifically for the SMB, we feel like the fit is all things AI and driving AI success. But you're welcome to crawl through our website and see a lot of the success stories we have for larger mid-market and enterprise customers of ours that have been using either the Learn 365 product or the entire Human Success Platform. Yeah.
Awesome. No, I love hearing that Zensai is complete with a lot of resources for our MSPs out there, not just customer stories, but holistically looking at the human management of it. Also delving into some of the AI, some of the concerns that our partner base has with AI, namely data privacy and data security. Are there any specific security and compliance certifications that Zensai holds that would benefit some of the partners to know that Zensai is coming with a security-backed mindset for Copilot and AI?
So this is Thomas, and I'm unable to share my video either. So there are a couple of privacy issues here which we solved with like disabling my video camera. But in general, I think we are committed to the privacy and security you are asking for, and you will receive from Microsoft. So everything we do in the AI space is built on the Azure AI's OpenAI marketplace or OpenAI infrastructure. So nothing goes out of the region of that data center. So your data is secure within Microsoft, therefore as well within Zensai. So we will not share anything. Everything stays where it is. I want to just mention that as well, where we deliver basically out of the Azure data centers worldwide, including as well in the US for GCC and GCC High, so commercial and US government cloud.
No, I love that.
This answers the question. Yeah.
No, I think that does answer the question. Just showing that Zensai does take data security first and foremost, especially for our partners out there who are realizing that that is a challenge that their customers face. But Chase, I think you might have something you want to add.
Yeah, I would also add, and it's not visible yet in the Pax8 marketplace, but it will be coming live soon, hopefully this week, that we do have non-for-profit pricing as well. So we are a big player in the non-for-profit space, and we know that this is an important channel for Pax8 and for Microsoft, and a lot of non-for-profits that are driving really amazing causes out there are also classified as SMB organizations. So I just wanted to make sure the group was aware that we do have not-for-profit pricing. It's not there yet, but it will be published very soon.
No, I appreciate you sharing that because that leads into the last question I had. I know we're coming with the nonprofit offer. I know Zensai will be joining us again at the Copilot Bootcamp just so we can get more technical and hands-on with the Zensai platform. But for any of our partners out there between now and then, are there any upcoming features, offers, or enhancements on Zensai's roadmap that you can share or that partners should be aware of before their next touch base with us all at our next event? I know the nonprofit offer is one, but I'd open the floor if there's anything that you want to or can share.
Yeah, there definitely are. So we are producing a lot of learning content. So I would say keep your eyes peeled in the coming weeks for a lot of additional learning content, intermediate and advanced level Copilot proficiency content will be coming available. And we're also getting ready to write a playbook. This will be an asset that comes with the Adoption Hub that can help MSPs visually and in a very compelling way tell the AI maturity story to their end customer and help use real use cases, real agentic applications of our return on investment for AI for the end customer, and tie those to proficiency paths, journeys that are learning content based that we'll be making available within the solution. So the storytelling becomes really easy, where you can lay out basically a playbook for your end customer and say, these are the levels of maturity we want you to hit. These are the gains we expect you to hit as you get to that point. And then you as an MSP, you can know behind the scenes that the more mature your customer gets, the higher their appetite is to pay for high value, high margin consulting services from you, where you're truly that growth partner for them. So we'll be designing this kit and making this available inside our resource hub as well, so you can really have intelligent, clear, crisp conversations that are measurable and track to ROI for your customers.
No, I love that. Thanks for the peek under the hood. I know our partners always appreciate that. And I'm really excited to be partnering with Zensai this quarter. So really excited to have you guys at the boot camp, where we can dive deeper into the Zensai solution. But the last thing I did want to ask, that I'm just seeing come in from the chat window, is just the link for the private offer that we have with Pax8. If you want to just share that with me, I'll drop it in the chat window for all of our partners so they can start signing up. And hopefully one of our partners here will qualify for that free offer.
Awesome. Yeah, we actually can. I'll drop that in the chat right away. I just got to pull out of the deck. And thanks for having us. This has been great.
No, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you joining, taking the time, and really looking forward to seeing more of Zensai on our events. But I know we're coming up to time, so just wanted to go through the last few things that we have from our side. So first and foremost, as we're wrapping up, I know we touched a bit on events, channel events, our enablement sessions, hands-on labs, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention some of the thought leadership that we also do on YouTube through our Pax8 channel. So we have a number of podcast shows, such as The Game, but the one I want to focus on specifically is Technically Unraveled, hosted by Kristen Fehrenbach. This one's really great if you're looking to get up to speed on all things Microsoft, the changes Microsoft are making, but also get some of that mind share and thought leadership as the Microsoft space evolves. So this is a great place to go. We post a new episode here every Thursday, where Kristen will sit down with a guest, either internally or from Microsoft or one of our partner vendors as well, just going through that and going through any thought leadership. So highly recommend checking it out if you haven't checked out the latest episode. The most recent one that came out was Kristen and Chance talking through data and AI and what the future looks like, and how partners can start taking advantage of it now if you haven't already. So definitely like to recommend that as a resource, in addition to all of the other resources that we'll have. So I'll leave this up for anybody who may want to take a screenshot, but we'll also be sharing these once the recording lands on YouTube and Academy as well. With that, I know we just have we're just at time, so I will leave it for any last minute questions that we have. I know we've answered a lot through the chat window, but I do want to open it up for any questions that may still be out there. And really fast for our partners who are just looking for it, I just posted the Zensai offer link in the chat window as well, so you can take a look at that and sign up for that as well. But I'll leave it open for just another moment. But if there's no other questions that are coming in, I really appreciate you all joining us today for our Microsoft Monthly Update. Really excited to bring you some of the latest updates from Microsoft, but also get some great guests in front of you all, between Microsoft and Zensai as well. Again, thank you all so much for joining us today. We'll stay on for any questions, but with that, we're going to wrap up our live session today. Hope everyone has a wonderful Monday and a wonderful week ahead, and we look forward to seeing you at the next event. Thanks so much.